Georgia Southern is hosting Boise State this Saturday at 4 o'clock. I was going to wait until the day before the game to make this video, but no, I want to go ahead and get it out of the way because I've learned a lot within the past few days. Shout out to all the Broncos fans who've came to this channel and watched the podcast, watched the other video that I did about this game. And I want to, really appreciate the insight that they've gave because a lot of things, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know. Couple of transfers came in, couple of guys that I didn't know about is on the team, and quite frankly, it was hard to find any information because there was a situation where we wouldn't know what the depth chart was going to be officially because the Broncos Boise State coach did not want to release his depth chart because we didn't release ours, and that's absolutely fair. I understand that. But with that being said, knowing what I know now, learning what I know, not necessarily looking at things for the last, season or whatever the case may be, which I still think some of that stuff is valid. It made me think about a little bit of things now. So we're going to talk about that, give you a little preview of the game, who's going to be playing, especially on the Boise State side, because I got a little bit more information, and still what I think about the Georgia Southern Eagles going up against Boise State. Give my thoughts and opinions about that because the game is this Saturday, and I think this is going to be a really good one. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody who has been watching the channel this week. Viewership is up, listenership is up on the podcast. I can't thank you guys enough. Let's go get right into this. I've been told by a lot of people that, look, Boise State is not necessarily that easy. Not saying that they were, but a lot of people saying that I was underestimating Boise State based on what they have brought to the table or what they're bringing to the table with new transfers or whatever the case may be. Now, I want to say this on full disclosure. This is not a Georgia Southern or even the Atlanta Falcons hype channel. I don't like the hype either team. I am a big fan of them. I am more of a realist. And to be quite honest, I still stand on what I say. I still believe, because I am very biased, I am a Georgia Southern Eagle at heart. I still believe that Georgia Southern is going to win this game. And that's just how I feel. But it does give me a cause to pause about certain things. I do think that this game could be more of a shootout than some people are saying, because I didn't know that they have some receivers that actually are, been transferred to Boise State, and, some that was already there. And these guys are big receivers. Are you talking about guys between 6'3" and 6'5", which I was not aware of. Now, that doesn't mean much of anything if you can cover them well, you can make sure you can get pressure on the quarterback, which I think that Georgia Southern can get some pressure on the quarterback. Our defense is not a pushover. So I do believe that if we can get pressure on the quarterback, and even if we don't, it's still going to be somewhat of a shootout like I think it is. I really feel like in every scenario since Coach Clay Helton has been the coach of the Georgia Southern Eagles, if we don't turn the ball over, we could put up a lot of numbers. We could put up a lot of numbers if we don't turn the ball over. You go back and look at the Wisconsin game, we should have won that game, but you had a quarterback that turned the ball over 5-6 times. Can't win like that. But you got to understand, in the third quarter, it was 14-14, and everything fell apart because of the quarterback play. This is why I say that it all, even though the two X factors, Dalen Cobb and Tyrell Davis, I believe that those are the guys that nobody's going to be looking out for when it comes to this game. J.C. French, our quarterback, does not need to turn over the ball. If he doesn't turn the ball over, we can get some good drives in, because if we could do that, we could put up the point. So I understand where some of these Boise State fans are coming from, and I'm not mad at them for feeling that way. That's their team, and they know the team better than I do. But at the same time, I do believe that Georgia Southern could put up numbers against anybody. I mean, we was able to put up numbers against Nebraska. We were able to put up numbers against pretty much any team, as long as we are, not turning the ball over. And we put up a good bit of points against Ball State. We put up a good bit of points, against, James Madison. And, not James Madison last year, but James Madison the year before. And even this past year, I mean, we've been averaging somewhere anywhere between the 30 to 40 points a game when we don't turn the ball over. So if Boise State find a way to get the ball out of our offensive hands, it's going to be a long day. I can absolutely agree with that. As far as the receivers go, I am absolutely, surprised that their receivers that transferred over are actually the size that they are. I mean, these are big receivers. They're going to cause problems. The only way we're going to have to combat that is we're going to have to actually cover well or make their quarterback make mistakes, or we're just gonna have to be in a shootout with them. And the way that our offense is set up, we can be in a shootout with anybody. So I've seen a lot of people say that we could put up anywhere around 24 points. I think that's fair. They're saying that the Broncos could put up 30 plus, and some people even say even 40 on us. I'm not sure. If like I said, I'm not a hype channel when it comes to the Georgia Southern Eagles. I'm not. I mean, I love my Eagles and I want them to win every game they play. But I will say that if they win this game, I think it's going to be more of, let's say, the 31-21 type deal, maybe 10 points. I don't think it's going to get out of hand further than 10 points unless, we turn the ball over. Outside of that, if we don't turn the ball over and we play our game, I think we're going to win this game. I do believe that. And I can't wait to see how this goes when we go up against Boise State, because a lot of people saying that I'm underestimating the Broncos, and maybe so, because I told you earlier, I didn't have all the information, but a lot of other people saying that they don't know much about our team either. This is why I do my show, and I will tell you that we have like 5 different receivers that can get the ball and can get open and catch the ball at any given moment. I don't know if your secondary, which I still believe that the secondary may be slightly better, but I don't believe that the secondary is going to be able to cover everybody. Now, like I said, guys like, not name any names, like guys like Cam Camper and Chris Marshall and Latrell Capels, I think those guys are going to, they look like they're going to be absolute studs for the Broncos. But the thing at the end of the day is he has to get the ball to them. Can their quarterback, can Maddox get the ball to them? If he can, it's like I said, it's going to either one or two things going to happen. It's going to be a shootout, or we're just going to have our work cut out for us if our quarterback if he turns the ball over. And I think that's what it is. It's just going to come down to turnover. If we're toe to toe with this team, it's going to be a high scoring game, and it's going to kind of be reminiscent of the Nebraska game when we played Nebraska when we won 45-42. Outside of that, at the end of the day, I just feel like we don't need to turn the ball over. And I do feel like our defense is slightly better than some people are saying. And I'm not taking nothing away from the Broncos as far as their defense, but I don't see anything on their defense that make it say that they're going to stop our 4-5 wide receiver attack, and then we could spread the field and we would be able to run the ball if we could spread everybody out. I just don't see that. I haven't seen anybody actually stop that outside of us stopping ourselves by turning the ball over. I mean, if you go back, and I know some people may not want to do this, you go back and you look at the Georgia Southern footballer last year, you go look at Davis Brin, you go look at what he's done for our team as far as turning the ball over. It was abysmal. I mean, there were times when we were in position to win games and we just couldn't do anything with it. There was other times that we were in other situations where we were primed to be competitive and we just couldn't do nothing with them because our quarterback was our handicap. So this is why I feel like the way I feel. I don't think that Boise State is going to come in and absolutely stymie our defense. Could I be wrong? I mean, stymie our offense. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I just don't see it because I've yet to see anybody do it outside of us shooting ourselves in the foot. With that being said as well, I can't take nothing away from the Broncos. If they got receivers like that and they still got Genty at running back, we're going to have our work cut out for us. And I will absolutely admit that. I cannot say that, it's not a, far going conclusion that this team could put up numbers with the talent that they have. But I still just don't believe that their talent is going to be that much big of a difference where we're going to end up losing by 14, 20 something points. I just don't see that. I think it's going to be a tough match just because I do believe that, I think some guys on defense could probably play some ball for the Broncos, but I just don't think they're going to be able to stop what we do unless we turn the ball over. So hopefully JC French will be able to keep everything in perspective, not, throw the ball to the other team, not have any turnovers on offense, and we're able to sustain good drives and put points on the board. And at the end of the day, it'll probably be a shootout. I just don't see a situation where Boise State put up 30-something, 40-something points, and we're just getting ran over. I don't see that. Could I be wrong? Yes. But it just all depends on if they put up that many points, we're capable of putting up that many points as well. So it all just depends on us playing our game. So it just seems like at the end of the day, it just seems like it's going to be one of those games where we're going to have to play Georgia Southern Eagles football and not shoot ourselves in the foot and make the most of any opportunity that comes our way. I do understand what other people are saying. A lot of people think about Georgia Southern in a certain way, and I get it because we don't get that much exposure like we should. But I do believe that this team is a lot better than people think. I think this is probably one of the best Georgia Southern teams that we had in a long time. And I think we'll be able to compete with the Broncos as long as we don't turn the ball over and don't make it hard for ourselves. So that's pretty much what I think. Am I underestimating the Broncos? Maybe so, a little bit. Am I a little biased? Yes. But am I hyped about? I'm thinking that we're going to beat these guys. I don't think that we're going to be the type of team that's just going to run through the Broncos. I just don't think that their defense could stop what we have on the offensive side of the ball. I just don't see that. Maybe they'll slow it down. If anything, it's going to be a shootout. I just don't see us being in a situation where you have all these receivers and a prominent tight end, 2 good running backs, and, we can't make nothing happen. So it's either that or we're just going to be able to, go toe-to-toe with them. Maybe we'll take advantage of some opportunities. Hopefully we don't give them any opportunities, because if we give them opportunities, all bets are off. It is what it is. You can't win if you turn the ball over. But that's pretty much what I'm going to say. Hopefully everything turns out for us in the positive on Saturday. I'll be tuning into that. I know I'm going to be out and about, so I'll probably just be watching it on my tablet or whatever, because I got family stuff to do. But I will definitely be here to give you a recap and give my thoughts and opinions on all of the things that transpire. So, all right, y'all. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.